At this point, I feel like me shouting out a new manga series in Weekly Shonen Jump is me straight up cursing it to get axed. It happened for Time Paradox Ghost Rider, it happened for Phantom Seer, and now it's happening for the Hunters Guild Red Hood. This upcoming weekend marks the last chapter of the Hunters Guild Red Hood manga series. It was a series written by Horikoshi-sensei's assistant that helped him work on My Hero Academia. The series was even praised by Boich, the artist of Dr. Stone in Weekly Shonen Jump, and for good reason at that. There's a lot of good art. The artwork is outstanding to say the least. As for the story, the Hunters Guild Red Hood, the story was extremely different from what you would normally see in the magazine. It was about classic fairy tales. The beginning chapters are all a retelling of Little Red Riding Hood dealing with the big bad wolf. The main character was the lumberjack in the Red Riding Hood story because he held the signature woodcutting axe. There's other classics thrown into the mix as well in the short lifespan of the manga. Sadly, it seems because of how different it actually was, it didn't catch on and had to, get the axe. Kind of symbolic in a way when you think about it. I mean, the story is literally about kind of like a boy holding an axe to take down the bad guys, and, Shonen Jump is delivering the axe. Speaking of the ending of the manga, the latest chapter was extremely meta and talked about how it's getting rushed to its conclusion. It talks about if a story fails to entertain the readers, the story and the world will be abandoned, which is very true when you think about when a story comes to a conclusion. It even drives into how the world has been reset multiple times at this point. It's entirely possible that if the mangaka wants to one day write a new manga, he'll be able to incorporate Red Hood's world into the new world he creates, potentially thanks to world resets. Now, obviously, this might not happen, but it's always a potential possibility, judging by the information we found out with Chapter 17. It also is interesting to see how our characters fight back against this injustice, which is basically the readers in Shonen Jump not really caring about the series, and that these characters in this world are just forced to have their entire world abandoned, destroyed, and thrown into the void. It's very sad and interesting. It's thought-provoking and meta at that, and I respect the offer for this type of ending. It actually fits the tone of a true fairy tale, too, when you think about it. Fairy tales aren't meant to always have a happy ending. They can be very vague, but they have an ending, which fits in line with what this final chapter, one of the final chapters, is trying to convey. Regardless if it is a good or bad ending, it is an ending. I actually like that a lot. The writer did the best he could. Hopefully the mangaka will get up rather quickly and write us another shining manga series. You gotta remember, Horikoshi-sensei had 2 failed manga series before he wrote My Hero Academia, so it's entirely possible that the writer will only improve from this point onward, and I look forward to his future in the magazine. Anyways, if there's one thing I've learned from all of this, is that I might need to stop doing first impressions of brand new manga. I might be actually cursed, but jokes aside, I will miss Red Hood. It was a good manga, and I guess I'll just leave it at that. I wanted to bring all of you guys that news if you're unaware. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, and if you want more of my content to appear in your feed, please subscribe. I love you all. Be safe. Chibi out.